Alright, so I always said this channel was going to be more than just guitar stuff, and like it said in the title, this is going to also be some gaming channel, and I figured why not go ahead and do a video about my favorite game of, well, one of my favorite games of all time, the Dark Souls series, and in this case, my favorite, probably my favorite of the three so far, has been Dark Souls 2. I've played all of them. I never finished. I never actually finished Demon Souls, but I have finished Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, and Dark Souls 3. All of them multiple times. I'm skipping over 1. I might go back and do it if you guys enjoy these videos. But Dark Souls 2 was my favorite. Dark Souls 1 just had some bits that annoyed me to no end. So, yeah. So this is, I wouldn't say, going to be 100% complete walkthrough, but we are going to be trying to get all of the most important items for sure. Everything I can remember off the top of my head anyway. So let's go ahead, we'll start. I'm going to be leaving the cinematics. I might skip over some of the chatter when I know it's not really worth listening to anyway. I'll just explain what they were saying.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. another time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Alright, so there you go. That was the intro. While this loads, just pro tip for you guys, because I'm having to redo this whole video right now. If you change your mic settings, record a quick video, make sure you're actually recording some kind of audio. Because, yeah, I just recorded a first playthrough of this half-hour video of me playing the whole intro and talking, and the video had no audio. But yeah, anyway, here we go. We just started. We are now in the land of Dark Souls. And, yeah, so we're basically no one right now. We're just a nameless, faceless, classless character. The white character you see there is another player, basically. You will see the ghosts of other players as you're playing. They can't do anything against you, you can't do anything against them. So right off the start, we're going to go to the right here and just get this item. It's going to be some rusted coins. Those, basically, you use them to boost your luck, which is basically just your item discovery rate. So if you're trying to farm a specific item off of enemies that doesn't always drop, pop one of those and hopefully you'll have a better luck at getting the item you're looking for. So right here is a bit of a secret. That is an ogre. We don't want to fight him right now because he will just kick our ass. But there is an item right back there that we want to get. So let's see if we can get that without dying. There we go. So we got the... Oh, and he just nearly killed us. And we died. Alright, so there's our first death already. That happens quite often, to be honest. He's a really tough enemy unless you're a caster, and I mean, we haven't even picked our class yet. No harm, no foul, though, because we had nothing to lose. We're already undead. We're already hollowed, so it doesn't really matter. And we still got the item, gold pine resin. You use this to add lightning damage to your weapon. We don't have a weapon yet, but we'll have that for later on. So we'll just run through here again. Across this bridge. If you look right across there, you can see there's a glowing item down there. We'll just go and grab that quickly. To get ourselves a smooth and silky stone. And I'll show you guys what you can do with those. You can use them, but I think you get a tiny bit of HP back. It's really not worth it.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them.
Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
What is your name?
So here we go. While we're doing this, basically what they were telling you is that you will become hollow. You become hollow every time you die, which means you lose your humanity. which basically makes you look like a zombie, and every time you die without restoring your humanity, your life bar gets smaller and smaller. You still keep your maximum, it's just while you're hollow, your maximum is reduced, so if you can restore your humanity, you go back to your maximum. Yes, that is our name.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
So that item that they showed you, a human effigy, is basically the item that you're going to be using to restore your humanity. The game has a bunch of classes to start with, but they're just basically a starting template. You can use anything in the game, no matter what your class is. There's no real class, to be honest with you, it's just a starting template. All the items are governed by what your stats are, so these starting classes are basically just starting sets of stats. You can end up using, even if you start as a knight, you can end up using magic. Even if you start as a sorcerer, you can end up using heavy two-handed weapons. We're just going to start with a knight for this playthrough, and you always get a starting gift that you can pick. The only one I would say that's really worth it is the healing wares. Maybe a human effigy if you think you're going to be dying a lot and you require it, but healing wares is the most useful one. All the other ones you're going to be getting as we play anyway. So we're going to go with healing wares, and we're just going to customize this very quickly because honestly it doesn't really matter. You're going to be wearing a helmet for most of the game anyway. So you can see the different options for the character creation. And then if you really want to get into it, you can go in and modify absolutely everything. We're not going to play with that because, like I said, I don't want to make a whole video of just looking at the character creation.
All people come here for the same reason, to break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom.
But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
So the speech she just gave you about losing your souls is true. Basically, every time you die, you will lose your souls. Your souls are in the bottom right counter there. Mine's at 0 because we're just starting. But as you kill enemies and find items, you will get more souls. And if you die, you lose them. But you can recover them. They will drop basically where you died. If you can get back to it without dying again, you can just pick it up and you will not lose anything. So we'll open this chest here and get that human effigy. We can talk to her quickly.
This is a limbo. Fair traveler.
Basically she just tells you about how this is limbo and all that, and how the 3 women sitting around the table are firekeepers, or used to be firekeepers, and that there was a 4th, the speech that they gave you when you walked in, kind of implying that the old lady in the starting video was the 4th Firekeeper. This is the bonfire. You always want to light these. These are your resting places. It's where it will, resting there will fix all your equipment, unless it's fully broken. It will restore your health, it will restore your healing potions, which we don't have quite yet, and it's also used to travel. We only have one bonfire, so we can't travel just yet. But resting at a bonfire will also reset all the enemies in the game. Technically the area, but... so there you go, we just picked up a torch. And I didn't see what else. I think we picked up another soul item. While we're here, this is a soul item. They come in different sizes. You can use it to gain souls. But the nice part is if you just keep the soul items in your inventory, if you die, you don't lose those, whereas the souls in your bar, you will lose. So this is just the tutorial. You're going to get loads of placards that explain all the controls and how to play the game. We're just going to go through it quick. Basically just to get a couple of souls. So these are just the starting enemies. They're kind of a joke, really, but it's meant to just teach you the controls like it says. That guy was meant to try and ambush you, but I just showed you where he is. There you've got another ogre. You've got another enemy down there, and there's a 3rd ogre around. We can't actually access that part yet. I'll show you why in a minute. So there you go. If you do manage to sneak up or just hit any enemy in the back, it's kind of glitchy, it doesn't always work, but if you hit them in the back, you get a backstab animation, which is basically a critical hit, and you will do a lot more damage than if you just hit them in the front. So we just got hit by an arrow, took a bit of damage. We don't have a shield right now, so I couldn't have blocked it. We could have, however, rolled, which you do by pressing B. When you roll, you get a couple of frames of invincibility. It's a good way to dodge attacks. And the important stat that you're going to want to keep a look at throughout your playthrough is right above our soul counter in the bottom right here, which shows us that we are currently carrying 19.7 out of our possible 49 equipment carry, whatever you want to call it, which gives us a 40% of use. The important number there is the percentage. You want to keep that below 70%, and the reason why is if you go to 70%, above 70%, I think you're fine if you're right at 70, but anything above 70 will make you what we call fat roll, which just means you're rolling very, very slowly. It's not good. You're not going to be able to dodge as much as you should be, so you want to keep that number at 70 or below. Right here we're going to come across the most annoying NPC. They can be found in all 3 of the Dark Souls games.
Yes, you! Give us Silky!
You don't actually see them, but there are baby crows in the nests that you can find in every game. In Dark Souls 2, you trade them for, like they say, smooth and silky. So we have a smooth and silky stone. They will take other kinds of stones as well, and you do that by leaving it. Very important, you have to leave it. If you use it, you will use it and lose it. And using it will only restore a very small portion of HP. Discard will destroy it, and it disappears. You want to leave the item. You can only leave one at a time. And then you can back out of the menu, wait for them to shut up, and pick up what they gave you. We got a Titanite shard. It's basically a random draw based on the quality of the item you dropped. So a small, smooth, and silky stone will give you a couple of different items of the lower quality. You want to kick that ladder down so that you can get back up there to trade with them easily. But then you want to drop here to get that item. You can light these sconces, by the way. There's no real point to it. And we'll go do this second tutorial area quickly. So the controls quickly, right bumper is a normal hit, right trigger is a heavy hit, and you can just press Y to double hand your sword if you're not using a shield, or even if you are, it will double hand your weapon. We're going to jump across here, and you do that by holding down B, pressing forward, and then clicking in that left thumbstick to jump. Pick up the Amber Herd, which basically just restores spell uses. Not super useful for a knight, but we're here, so we'll pick it up. You can hold B to climb up the ladder faster. It uses your stamina, obviously. And then up here is basically just to teach you a maneuver, which is a plunging attack. What you want to do is fall on an enemy and press hit. And I'm not quite sure why that didn't fully kill him. That really should have killed him. I'm not sure why it didn't. You want to open this door quickly to get the item in here, which is a cracked red eye orb. That is a online PvP item. You use the cracked red eye orb to invade other players' worlds. And there you go. We have now done the second tutorial bit, which brings us over here. Little balcony so that you can see what awaits you behind there. But if we drop down here, change that they made in Scholars is that you can't go into this area yet. You have to unpetrify the statue first. To unpetrify things, you will be finding loads of them throughout your playthrough. You're looking for a fragrant branch of yore. We don't have one yet, obviously. So these yellow marks here, yellow-orange, are going to be messages. They can be from the developers, they can be from other players if you're online. Some are helpful, some are just pure garbage. So we're gonna... This is going to be the main town, it's your main hub for the whole game. We're just gonna grab all the items that we can in here, so a Divine Blessing right there. And then we're gonna stop this first part. And then what you want to do is go here between these two rocks, look down before you drop, but make sure the platform's there. Drop again, turn around, and pick up a Morning Star and a Cleric Chime. Cleric Chime is used to cast miracles, which we might do in this playthrough. And get some binoculars over here. Not super useful for a knight, but lifesaver in Dark Souls 2 if you're playing a mage. Then you want to drop down here, and before we go into town, we're going to do a U-turn and go open this chest to get another rusted coin, I believe. Yep, rusted coin. Now you'll notice, even though we're in a town kind of area, our sword is still out. That's because you can technically kill any NPC you want. The game will not stop you. But it's really not a good idea to do that, and reason being is most of these NPCs are quite useful, especially this one down here, which is the Emerald Herald.
Are you the next monarch, or merely a pawn of fate, bearer of the curse? I will remain by your side. Take this with you. May it...
So there you go, she just gave us our Estus Flask, which is basically our healing potion.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
Then, like it says right there, you don't want to kill this NPC because she is the one that lets you level up. She's the one who lets you upgrade your healing potion, and if you kill her, you're not totally screwed, but you will have to pay a number of souls to resurrect her every time you want to use her. So you'll have to come into town, pay a bunch of souls to resurrect her, and then pay your souls to level up.
The curse. Seek misery, for misery will lead you to greater strong. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable, the four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
Alright, there you go. We've gone through her dialogue options. I skipped a couple of bits there, but yeah. Like I said, she's the one that's going to let you level up and upgrade your Estus Flask. So we'll go ahead right now before we forget. This is your tool belt, basically, and we want to go and equip the Estus Flask. Then by pressing down on the D-pad, we can cycle through all the items in our tool belt and press X to use the activate, well, the currently active one, I mean. The next thing we're going to do whilst we're here is just go up here, and I'm going to skip his dialogue. He's just going to say about being lonely and if you need help, and offer you to join a covenant, which is what we want to do.
You have that list. It is an interest.
He will also mention about the 4 powerful souls again, which is kind of a theme. It's kind of indicating that you need to find 4 powerful beings, kill them to get their souls, and that's how you progress through the game.
And what do you to be a we, and that thereof and we? Do you your face if you when you've pretty.
So there you go. This is a covenant. This is the Way of the Blue. Basically, it's for beginners. I'm going to join it now to get the ring, because I don't have any rings, so we might as well get it for the little bit of a boost that it gives. This covenant is basically if you're playing online. Like I said before, you can get invaded by other players if you do so while you are a member of this covenant, and I think you have to be wearing the ring. A member of the Blue Sentinels, which is like the sister covenant, has a chance of being summoned based on various things to come and help you fight off the invader.
That is all people let.
Oops. And then you want to learn gestures. Again, those are multiplayer things mostly. You press select on your controller to bring up the gestures, and you can press Y to change them to any others. Like I said, it's just to do like a quick gesture for multiplayer purposes. You also get an achievement if you can find all the gestures. So like I was saying, we're just going to go through town, get all the items that I can remember. I don't think I'll miss any. There's another soul and 3 life gems. And then we'll probably wrap this first part up. This is going to be the blacksmith. We'll skip through his dialogue. He basically just says that he's locked out and please find the key for him. Trying to remember where all the items were. So straight ahead here. Get another life gem. Then before we go in there, you're going to want to come up here to get a homeward bone that's right here. There's 5 of them actually. That is an item that will let you teleport automatically back to the last bonfire you rested at. This is the second covenant that's in town. It's the Covenant of Champions. What it does is basically makes the game a bit harder, removes the co-op options, and just makes the game harder. So if this is your first time playing through, you probably don't want to join it, and I'm not going to this time. This is basically the path to the second area of the game. You can do this as the first area if you want to. There's nothing stopping you. I just always do this second. It's just how I've always played it. But we're not actually going there yet. I just want to come get an item that's going to help us a little bit until we find something better. Right here is a chest, and if you open it, you should get the Crimson Parma, which is a shield. So we'll go right ahead and equip that. So there we go. Now we have a shield and we can block. An important note on shields, if you check out that second column of numbers, the first top one is physical block. So this shield will only block, this shield will only block 75% of physical damage. It blocks 40% of magic, 20% of fire, 45% of lightning. That eyeball looking thing is dark magic. It blocks 45 of that, 30 poison, 25 bleed, 25 petrify, and 25 curse. Ideally, if you're going to be using a shield, you probably want to try and find one that is a 100% physical block, at least right as soon as you can, basically, which means you'll be able to block hits and take absolutely no damage. So we'll go right back up into town. and finish off getting the couple of important items I want to get before we start the actual game. And here's a vendor. We don't really need her yet, so we'll skip that. You want to come over here and hit this stone, make it fall in the well to get the item that's in there, which is an Estus Flask Shard. Those are the items you need to upgrade your Estus Flask, which is your healing potion. You'll see at the bottom under the icon of the Estus Flask in the left, it says 1 Estus Flask. That means you only get 1 use, and it's not even plussed, so it's basically the bare minimum. This guy is the armor vendor. We're not going to talk to him just yet, but we want to go up here and open this chest to get a Titanite Shard, which is the item you need to give to the blacksmith to be able to upgrade your equipment, your swords, your armor, your shields, all that good stuff. But we don't actually have the blacksmith yet. So, last thing we're going to do before we wrap up this first part is go back to the Emerald Herald, because otherwise I'll forget. We want to go into our inventory and use the soul items. So that one gave us 200, and these two you can use multiple at once, which is a nice touch. Should get us to at least get 2 levels. So we want to talk to her quickly. We want to upgrade our Estus Flask. Longer animation than it really needed to be, and then we want to level up. So these are your stats. Most of them are self-explanatory. If ever you're not sure, you can always press select and it'll give you the help options. Vigor is your HP. Vitality is your how much you can carry. Endurance is obviously your endurance, so how much stamina you have and so forth. Attunement is how much magic slots you have. Miracles, magic, dark magic, pyromancy, it all counts. Strength is obviously your strength. Dex is your dexterity. Adaptability is mostly your poison resist. It governs a little bit your speed, your agility, your poise, resistance to a couple of other things. Intelligence, like it says, is your intelligence. It governs your cast speed, your magic bonus, your fire bonus, and your dark bonus. And then your faith is again cast speed, but this one governs a bit it governs your fire, your lightning, your dark, and your bleed. Dark and fire are a bit of a mix of intelligence and faith, mostly fire. We won't get into that because we're not going to be probably not doing that kind of build. So we'll go ahead and get our 2 levels. So we want a bit more strength. I'm trying to remember. We always want at least a bit of dex. Endurance, sorry. I'll see what items I want to use, but yeah. So you notice now our Estus Flask says 2. So if we press X, we can heal. I didn't need to, I was just showing you guys. The healing gems will also restore HP. They're much faster to consume, but they will heal you a bit less. So, again, we'll just rest and we'll wrap up this first part, and you can join me next time for part 2 when we'll be going to the Forest of the Fallen Giant. We'll see how fast we can get through that, maybe actually just kill the boss.